All right, here we are at LoanExit. We're taking a look at a example loan file from one of our clients. We're working with this case right now. Here's a person that bought a vehicle for $63,000, which is right here. And they put down $10,000 in cash. But if you look at the end, their amount financed is almost $72,000. Well, how does this happen? Well, first what we're going to do is take a look at what the breakdown is. And this is where a lot of people don't really pay attention. You have a trade-in, which they got a trade-in, they had a payoff. But here's where the add-ons came in. They have an extended service contract or extended warranty, $4,000 for an extended warranty. That was added on to their loan. On a 5-year loan, that's $70, $80 a month. You're going to have an appearance protection. What is that? Well, I guess they polish your car if it gets rock chips or something, $1,000. They have road hazard, $3,000. Who knows what that covers? Maybe if your tires run over something. And you have gap insurance, which is if your car gets totaled, then it pays off the difference of your loan. But most insurance companies actually will cover that anyways. So if you just look at those 4 items, you have $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $9,000 was added to their loan in add-ons. And when we talked to this client, they recognized that there were things added to their loan. They knew that. However, they did not understand what the dollar amount that was associated with these items was. They did not understand that it was $9,000. The way it was described to them was it's only going to add, $15 or $20 or $30 to your payment. They didn't tell them how much it was adding to their loan. So as part of a loan exit, what we do is we look at these, and by law, almost all the time these are able to be canceled and taken off the loan. And it's important to do that before you trade in your vehicle. Even if you're going to get repossessed, you don't want to leave these hanging out there on your loan, because if you do, here's what happens. Your loan balance gets paid off with all of these things still in it. And at that point, you paid them. You're going to pay them on your next car. You're going to pay interest on your next car. If you cancel them before you trade in your car, before you sell your car, they go away. And so in this case, if you have a payoff of, let's say, $60,000, and you can take off $5,000 or $6,000, now you're knocking that payoff down to $53,000. And then maybe instead of getting a lowball wholesale offer for your car for trade-in, you get a few thousand dollars higher. Now maybe you only have $4,000 negative equity instead of $12,000, right? And that may help you get out of the vehicle. And there's ways to handle that $4,000 a lot better than handling $12,000. So here's an example of the kind of thing we look at every day. Make sure if you have a loan contract that you send it into us to have us do a review to see what maybe has been added onto your loan, what cancellations you have, and what other options you have for dealing with your negative equity. The loan cancellations or the add-on cancellations is just one component of reducing your negative equity and getting out of your loan, but it's one of the ones you want to look at first. So let us take a look at it, see what's there, and see how we can be of assistance to exit your loan.